line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
This is supposed to be, I have a millionaire group. I have 146 people in this group at 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturdays and in the afternoon. They're split up in two groups. The ones in the morning have $1 million plus credit. The ones in the afternoon are 3 to 5 million. So you might learn a couple things today. They also get extra discounts, which I've got to figure out how to get around that too. So now that I've got all these people in front of me, I could cancel it. That wouldn't be fair. Oh, well, let's see what happens. So as we go through this, every one of you want the millionaire dream, okay? Unfortunately, how do you say this nicest way? Some of you are slow. Some of you don't get off the gate ready to go. I conquer the world for one reason. I fight through hell. It's not easy, okay? If you think what I do is easy, you think me getting millions and billions is easy, I got my ass kicked so many damn times, it's ridiculous. But I'm tenacious as hell. I don't know how to give up. No pictures, no recording. Got it? Very simple. We all want to repackage. So I go with the millionaires clients and they have millions of credit all over the place and talk about getting other things. Now, not all of them get all the pieces. Kind of like you. Some of you get these pieces or this or that, and that's about it. And then you get the credit, and you get to 100,000, you get to 50,000, on and on and on. And then some of you sit there going, beep, 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 it's about it. You see, if you've never stood on the cliff of a mountain or the cliff, you don't understand what I'm talking about. When you stand at the edge of a cliff and you look over, okay, and it's like, oh, okay, that's what an entrepreneur should feel 24/7. Always like to fall off the damn cliff. Because the moment they get comfortable, wham, they get their assets kicked. And that's how it works. You see, I'm kind of aggressive. All right, I get what I want, when I want, how I want. Why? Because I package it that way. Just like when I do real estate, I make sure if they try to screw me out of money, I got my UCC1, my chattel mortgage, all right, homestead blocker, and I'm going to still win. See, the game is to win. In today's world, everybody is kind of getting screwed over. It doesn't matter if the country, how it's ran, or the city or the state. Everyone wants to be a millionaire. I quit doing my TikToks because guess what? Everybody wants to copy what I'm saying. Make up their own stuff. It's ridiculous. But bottom line is always remind people, do you want to be a millionaire? Everybody says, yeah, I want to be a millionaire. Good for you. Problem is, you shouldn't say yes at all. It's like today. If I asked you if you've been on a vacation, you're going to say, yeah. I'd say, why would you say vacation? I've never been on vacation. I always want to train my now other groups and millionaire group at the same time. It's the mindset. Okay, I've never been on vacation in my life. Everywhere I go, I look for opportunity. And what do? I always charge it to a damn card. Even the ballet, I charge to the tip. Why? Because I have a paper trail. Everybody wants to be a corporate millionaire. Reality is, all the things you learn on TikTok, Google, and YouTube, that's great stuff. Not really, but it's like a little half-ass. It's little pieces. The reality is, to be the foundation is how you keep it going. Half of you made some money before. I mean, Gregory here has been a millionaire 4 times. Hell, Linda's been a millionaire 5 times since 1987. But she doesn't finish the job. And this time she promises she will. But the goal is going to be up to you. It's up to her too. So it's like anything else. One of my clients tells me this and sends me these little pictures, and I make a little diagram from it. And the goal is, okay, what is this person trying to do? Very simple. They tell me flat out, They hawk their house and certain things to get some money because they want to learn the secrets. The secrets. In other words, the bullshit. The reality is they wanted to learn all the goodies. She spent $150,000 to coaches, okay, trying to learn the foundation. Going to some event, Greg, and you're going to walk over the coals, which is no Indian trick anyway, which he won't do it anyway himself. But you know what? Most people get their feet burnt. All I know is bullshit don't pay my bills. And I've been out there for 46 years helping people along with anybody on this planet, in person or alive. That's a lot of wasted money. You've all been there. You've wasted money too. But the reality is, what are you trying to do? So if we look at something like today, I'm always trying to get you to write something down as a date. I have to understand, to me, the way I can process information. See, my brain sometimes both sides kind of work and they get going too fast. I had to figure out how to slow it down a little bit. And both sides of my body work. It's like both hands. They want to both write at the same time, or rhyme and all that crap. And then they told me I was retarded. I just thought they were stupid. But the reality is, getting that $100 million building, those attorneys cussed me out, told me to go away. 4 months later, what were you talking about? Getting that, y'all, was not so easy. That $5 million mansion, hell, you know that? They beat me on it twice. I'm living in Huntington Harbor. I got properties in all 5 islands. And they beat me twice to get the damn house. How would you feel if you're worth billions of dollars? You got 3 yachts, they're in 3 different places. Your Duffy, your race boat, and your Sea-Doos are everywhere. Every time you want to go play, you got to go get it somewhere else. It's like, that sucks. So the way I got that last mansion there is I walked over the cashier's check. I pulled the title on the house. I pulled the title on the house, find out who owns it, and I made a cashier's check for them. I knocked on the door. It's Portofino Cove, 17 private community houses. I wish I owned half of them anyway. So what did I do? Here's a cashier's check. I live on over here, Coral Cave, over here across the way. All right, now all you have to do is let me know when you're ready to sell your house, and I'll pay you cash. All right, whatever the going market is. You name your price. I want the damn house. Coral Cave was nice. It was gated community, you know, got the security guard and everything else in the gun. Because you got to realize it's these city people where you live. So we have to live in a private community. Today, it's like your date today. See, if I could go through your house with you or your office and spend the day with you, would go through the office and the assets and the goodies. I want to get to know you. I want to, where do you bank? How does that bank work? What does it do? What cards you have? I mean, every one of these have a different personality. Every one of these have a different personality. Okay? Every one of these have a different personality. So we have to master rules and tools because there's a problem. No one's giving us the damn raise or winning the freaking lottery. So how do we get the hell out of hell? It's simple. You dissect yourself. I've always dissected myself. For me, all right, with my millionaires and now other people tonight, it's like I'm always questioning myself. Am I helping people? And it's making a difference. And that's always on my mind to make sure that I make somebody's life change. I wish I could be a son of a bitch. All right, that's my actual wish. I wish I could be the meanest son of a bitch in the world. But I can't. It sucks. I feel their pain in coaching. I feel their pain in my millionaire group, and I take it all on my shoulders. It's one of the reasons I didn't want to do coaching again, because I could feel their pain. And I don't want to feel that. So now it's like me, I got to solve all their problems so I get them past that. So I can go, okay, I did a good job. My good job is their new car and new house. Gregory here has $4 million now in the bank. We've just leveraging the shit out of it. It's fun. You got a calculator? Do you? You got one of these? You got to get it out. Why not? For the fun of it. See, $4 million in the bank. Let's see what we do. Okay. We take $4 million, got a calculator. We reference times 3. Okay. That's what? $12 million times 5. Gregory now has got $60 million. But he was a pain in the ass at, he only did pieces. When I told him to do the rest of the pieces, he slowed down. You know, so it's like, damn, jump. Get off your ass. Do it now. You see, I guarantee almost everything I do because I'll make sure I don't screw up and you follow through. So you have nothing to lose because I'm going to feel bad if you get hurt and I have to make it up, pay for whatever you get screwed up with. These are real things that you can get your hands on. We just closed escrow yesterday, all right, on this one storage unit. And these are people in my millionaire group. We did this and I gave the offer to the group and I said, if you want it, this is what your buy-in is, $25,000 each. And we put this in an LLC out of Nevada, of course. So we all get our certificate of ownership. And only half wanted to do it. So the other half, we got it. We get more money. It's $86,000 a month divided by 12 people. Let's see, what is that? See, that's what adds up. See, if you focus on one thing, that's all you do. And then when you get an old shit day, you lose it. I'm sorry, there'll always be old shit days in your life. It sucks. I wish it was a perfect world. All right, but it's not. I always tell people I think we're living in hell. All right, but again, goodies. If you think getting that 500 million, by the way, of goodies, all right, because here's where we cut to the chase. Reality was easy. Hell no. I've been beat up, spit up, told I was this and that and everything in the world. Kicked out of the building. They said, what are you talking about? So goodies. I like goodies. The only reward for me was my trophies. The trophies are the $100 million buildings, the Lamborghinis and the Ferraris. You see, I like being a corporate millionaire. I didn't like being used and abused and being treated like a piece of shit. I wanted to prove the world wrong. I wanted to prove to all those shitheads that hurt me that they were wrong. And that teacher, Miss Papelka, Miss Goodwin, right? Wrong. But again, I like having goodies. Getting that mansion was hard. Told you. Took me 3 times to go get it. Then I get to party in the backyard. Isn't that fun? Now, I'm a target. This means every time I get an audit, there's always some shithead trying to take it away. And I remember the last audit before the coma, for the life and they said, you can't write off all those things you got. Okay, tell me what. They wanted to look at the car. And then I said, what's the marketing? It's right on the side of the car. I proved them wrong. I said, by the way, it's not mine anyway. What do you mean? It's registered to the division of a corporation. Then it's like, shut up. See, you got to give somebody a shut up clause. All right, tell them what they need to know and let them shut up. They realize, oh, see, I have a $385,000 tax credit. All right, now it's about 700,000 tax credit. They don't want to give you money. They give you tax credit. Ooh, like that really helps. Since they're broke anyway, the government's freaking broke. 34 trillion in debt. See, I like race boats. Isn't that good? A trophy. The Duffy. I take the wife over to Captain Jack's on Friday night. We park next to the restaurant. Beautiful. Oh, on the water. It's just priceless. Kind of fun stuff. But again, that's a business dinner, by the way. All right, the big building and the Lamborghinis. So if you think it's easy getting this stuff, you're nuts. Okay? So Gregory, I want you to take that 60 million and we're going to leverage it some more. All right, Monica, we're taking, not the Monica you guys know, another Monica. All right, we're going to take the 3 million and going to leverage the hell out of that too. See, you got to understand, borrow money is not taxable. So we have to create debt. And now that we saw these ticker talks that are copying all my shit, it's like, again, damn, get in this class, do this and do this. They don't have all the pieces. I learned to fly a helicopter when I borrowed one as a kid. I got in trouble on that too. I was always getting in trouble. This was fun stuff, you know. When I could kick the door jam and piss people off, all right, and kick the basketball, and they go, what? So I got the attention I was looking for. Because I didn't get a mommy and a daddy. Hell, that would have been nice. Now, when the Guinness Book of Records came here, I kicked out the lights. He pissed me off. The big fat guy, all he walked in and says, where's the wires? Nobody can jump that high. What the? Who are you? Okay, kind of pissed me off. So you got to be pissed off or want something bad enough to get it. The problem is some of you, you're comfortable. You got your job, you pay your bills, and you reserve. Well, the reality is life is going to go off the cliff for you if you don't hold on pretty tight. You got a choice to go get it. No, I don't understand no. I've never understood no my whole life. They would tell me no and I couldn't get properties. Hell no, that doesn't mean no. It means hell they don't know how. That's all it taught me. They don't know how. I would listen to everything they say and I'd sit back. Then all of a sudden I'd listen and basically talk to them some more. And then I realized, and I'd ask them questions. Like this guy that wrote this stupid book called Bulletproof Yourself. And I asked him UCC one, I asked him 20 questions. This guy couldn't answer diddly squat. It's like, are you kidding me? And you're selling what to people? Again, no doesn't mean no. So what do we look at? Okay, the ultimate goal is to think about the rules and tools. And I go over a lot of things with the Maynard Group all the time. And they go, Ray, I want to go to the meat of it. No, I want to go here. And then they go, thank you, Ray. It's like it made more sense. I like watching and learning with my kids. They made me watch The Little Mermaid 1,000 times. I can say it before the movie starts, or the cartoon. It's like, let it go. We all learn this stuff. Mindset, habit forming, visual, audio. Okay, the Millionaires Founders Kit. Okay, it was fun going to the Bonaventure every Wednesday night. Okay, packed out crowds out the friggin' hotel. I got cited 3 times by Los Angeles. Too many people at the event with no permit. It's at a hotel. It's like, damn, I can't win. So it's okay. 5,000 set was nice. Here again, to all of you, foundation's key. Let's understand what that really means about foundation. Some of you, even in the Millionaire Group, okay, Nancy here, she has a 690 score, okay, but Nancy has $1 million in the bank, okay, $1 million we leverage off the credit because I got her that American Express Platinum card, okay, and it gave us a gateway for the Blueprint loan. All you need is a 649 for my dashboard. So she might have a 690, okay, and not the greatest credit yet because she's on her way to pay down some debt. She's got a $300 million in the bank, but I want her to leverage that more. I don't want your business ever to spend money until it leverages it big money, because when you spend it, it's like, where to go, where to go, where to go. Bye-bye, bye-bye. All right, leveraging the money. We got to still push her for the 750. Balancing that, it's like, how do we balance it? Well, I wish Harold never died. My mentor, my attorney, professor, all that great stuff. Because he had this vision for me to get in front of every high school and set up the reports and do it the right way so they don't have to guess like you did. Kind of sucks, huh? You've been guessing all wrong all along. But again, what do you look at? Cash credit to $1 million. See, sometimes you got to hear what I'm saying. Sometimes like 100,000 times 10 is $1 million. So we don't always have to get the $1 million of credit yet. Okay, leverage some more. As we look at checkbook money, there's a problem with checkbook money. I like it, but the problem with checkbook money, it goes in your bank account right away. That scares me, especially if you don't have the ability to pull the trigger to bridge loan it or be able to go into an escrow. I have probably 19 people that I've gotten them over 200,000 of credit, and they're sitting there going, beep, 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 beep. All right, and I keep telling them, the bill's coming due, the bill's coming due, the bill's coming due. And it's like, I feel, okay, then I won't pop it. Okay, if you're not ready to make a decision, why am I popping the credit? It's like, damn, we got to stop that. So checkbook money is great when you position Chase, US Bank, my 5 favorites, but again, be ready to do something with it. You can't just sit there going, beep, 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 because they don't do any good. So it's like getting that supply and vendor credit. We never need supply and vendor credit until we get past the cash. Cash is king and queen. Vendor and supply credit might be used to get rid of some debt. All right. Brian here has literally $300,000 in debt. A tax lien went around to that crap, and he's got $180,000 in the bank now. And we're positioning that, and he's got $1 million of leverage credit. So he's doing what he needs to do. He's in the Millionaire Group, but he's all screwed up a little bit too. So everybody says, well, look at this. I love this. When you get zero, do that. Stop the crap. Okay, you got to get pieces. Okay, you should be in all pieces. It's like for you, all right, knowing corporations. I wish people wouldn't sell corporations, all right, for $5,000 or with, without some information. I wish that I can, out of the 600 people, I could probably name half of them that got ripped off by an attorney or CPA. Didn't file their tax return right or some screwy thing, or they ripped you off and don't know what the hell they're really doing. It's hard. So corporation, stop bringing the pain home has always been my theory and what I've been teaching and preaching for 46 years. My ducks in a row, let's understand, if I have an oh shit day, it's a division. But again, usually it's a subdivision. People don't hear that. I thought I made it perfectly clear on Saturday, but I guess I didn't. You want a division with a subdivision at the same time. You don't want, oh, do now, do later. That's crap. Okay, that's someone who's playing at it, not committed to it. Okay, sorry, it's just this is Millionaire Group, and you guys get a part of a freebie thing that we're going to go over tonight, and I'll change it for everybody a little bit because I never plan what I say. Repackaging you is the goal. Repackage you because you've all made money before. You've all pissed it away, or some shithead knocked you down, and you allowed it because you weren't packaged, you weren't set up right. Foundation. I've said it for 30 years. As long as you're trying, you're not dying. If you're not trying, you might as well be dead. Because me, if I'm not going forward, I might as well just give it up. I have to plan the problem. I don't know where it's coming from, but I got to dissect everything I have. I was told I was paranoid. I was told I overpackage people because they don't want to be millionaires and billionaires. I don't believe in all that crap. I understand. All right, I want to make sure I don't bring the pain to my family. If that's being paranoid, then so be it. Okay, I'm not bringing the pain home to my wife and my kids. I'll be damned. I'd rather shoot myself in the foot. Take my Glock out of my glove box and boom, shoot the foot off. See, I don't screw around. Okay, I'm committed to do something. I'll fall off the cliff to do it. It's like every time we look at dates, every one of you today, so I see my coaching calls talked about what they're doing in pieces and they're going through this or that, and that's fine. But there's a lot of other things they should be doing. Now, one of them are getting up an hour earlier to find their me time, the me time that they actually need. Okay, I'm always going to have my me time because I need that. It's like here, these are great people. Every one of these people, all right, like John, and I want the rest of the people in the 146 millionaire group. And it's like sometimes I was told the other day by Larry that I'm rubbing their nose in it. Larry says, Ray, you keep telling me what Bill or John's doing, and I'm not doing it fast enough. No, you're doing it half-assed, all right, because you forgot the other pieces in place. Okay, you're doing Larry, and you got that $1 million like credit now, and you're waiting for the next something to happen, and it's not going to happen yet. Okay, unless you put that piece in place, it's sitting there going like this. The commitment to do something is very difficult because you spend money, or you do this and that, or you're learning more from me than you've ever learned from anybody on this planet, and I know that. All right, hopefully you realize that. Not to sound arrogant, but I'm the best of the best. Very simple. When it comes to these pieces, okay, John doesn't know anything. John is great, but he does what I told him to do. He's done basically, this last month about $30,000 in a month. He's doing good. All right, his goal is to do $100 million a month. I just slow him down. See, I get this, I want to do this and this whole list. Stop the freaking list. Focus on this, focus on this, focus on this, increase that income, and then free up your time more. Okay, not saying I want $100 million. No, get back down to earth. Okay, down to earth. Robert's doing great. Okay, it's like Robert must be and John are probably the most popular names in all my clients. I got thousands of Roberts, and that's fun. But again, doing the pieces, about $47,000 a month. Is it easy? No. Okay, so we pick on pieces. David started doing the bridge loan. He did one, then another one, another one. Every card I popped him, he would do a bridge loan. Okay, he wanted his $10,000 a month, and you position these to do that. So I got my income. Okay, no problem. Now I can look at this and this. Okay, it's like everybody wants to do a storage unit. Fantastic. Let's take the 50,000 off one of these cards and go do a storage unit. Now, you have to maintain the payment. It's a pain in the asset. You got to fight through the escrow, and I'll guide you. I'll guide you every step of the way. The difference is halfway through, you can ask me to take it over because I'm going to kick some assets. One thing I always do is I destroy escrows. Okay, I destroy them every damn time. What does that mean? The broker does not want to help anybody besides the seller. When I get a hold of it in escrow, I tear the sucker apart. Brokers hate me, unless it's the four I work with, because I find and show a way that these people that sold something want to, that they're going to have a tax problem, and I want everybody to win. See, I'm not looking for the dollar. I'm looking for the win for everybody. The goal, the game is important to me. The game. I want everybody to win the game. So that's what David's had to learn as well. So again, these are things that the other groups, I want to show them. And Larry says I always rub his nose in it. No, I just want you to man up and do this too. Okay, man up. Let's go get it. If we screw up, it's okay. His wife gives him this look all the time. I love it. Women, they're phenomenal. I love, my wife and my 5 daughters, and that's great. But I learned a long time ago. All right, they're going to give you a look. It's the look, it better work, I'll kill you look. Every married man or man who's got a woman in his life sees that look. All right, the killer look. Okay, it doesn't mean she's going to kill him. The reality is we feel it. Okay, that's why I always like people in coaching things together, because I want them on the same page. I turn them into a contest. Husband and wife having fun. Who's going to win? And what do? They have fun every time. And they can kind of get rid of that bar. There's always this man-woman kind of crap. I just want to win the game. And that's the goal, to win the game. Katie's phenomenal. But then I got her 210. Then she stopped. It's like, what are you doing? You're sitting on credit. You're sitting on money. Aren't you more, as long as you maintain the payment. She just got stuck in her head about the personal credit. What I showed her is you got corporate credit. It doesn't show up on credit file. It doesn't matter if you max the sucker out. Okay, it's okay to take the chance. Okay, she finally got her handle on that. That was pretty good. So it's like the rest of you tonight. It's everything else like Peter. Peter does right now $4 million in marketing every 90 days. In marketing. Not counting the other pieces he's doing. Okay, he's one of the largest advertiser on Sirius Radio. Okay, not counting this $1 million he does in a month. So he's doing really good. He's having fun. He was stuck doing more marketing because he didn't have enough money or credit. So there's the goal. So always remember, corporation's a legal person. Always remember, it's the thing that can hurt you as well. Yes, we can receive money. The problem is we're not taxed till we're profitable. And if we create debt to grow the business, there's no tax that's due. So it's, again, a different philosophy. Some of you that are in millionaire groups, what happens is you're afraid to get credit because what you did to yourself. Then you're on gun shy. We're always going to make sure we focus on a corporation. I don't care what type of person picks. What I care is they understand that a corporation's allowed 4 things. Only 4 things. All I know is when I got sued or named in a lawsuit, I was 12 and a half years old. It scared the crap out of me. I grabbed every book I could at the library and read everything about trade name, trademark, and copyrights. I had to do my homework. I had to make sure when I go in court, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't realize Braille Institution owns the word Braille, but again, that's what I had to do. Mastering these pieces. That's why the rerun's important. The division, the line of defense. When I was a kid in the martial arts and became the janitor for Chuck Norris and Aaron Norris in the studio in Torrance, all right, we were taught the line of defense, and we were taught the defensive circle. Everywhere you could move, all right, if anybody got close in the circle, it's a hug, kiss, or it's the kill. That's what it was. Hug, kiss, or kill. And that's what we were taught. Okay, simple. Line of defense, life. They're cheap. In 2009, before the coma, I would charge $5,000 for a division because it's a replacement of corporate U, and it's worth all that. It's worth more. All right, especially if you do it right. It's multiple functions. Every time I looked at corporations that people do, they got stuck. George has this George Construction. All you do is construction, George. Corporation, management, construction division, multiple functions. under the same umbrella. See, corporations want to lock into this little box, and I don't believe there's a box. Buy at wholesale price. I don't go shopping. I hate shopping. It drives me insane. I don't like it at all. I don't go to the mall. That's my, wife wants to go to the mall. I don't know what window shopping is. So they come back with a window. That's not me. I buy everything online. Okay, I always have. Before I married my wife, Ralph's would deliver my food. Why the hell would I want to go to a grocery store? Okay, I don't like it. I don't like people. Unless I'm teaching or preaching in front of an audience, leave me the blank alone. Simple. Multiple credit reports. When Ken Yorber and I wrote the book on file segregation, our argument was pretty simple. He liked file segregation. I did not. Okay, did not like it at all. So we rate this book, and this is, security chief of TRWs, and bodyguard for President Nixon, and blah, 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 and witness protection, all this crap that we go through. But again, I don't like file segregation. It's instant, but to me, it's a scam. It's like that CPN crap for witness protection or people in government. I like the fact that a division is filed, published, tax ID, legitimate. It's an entity. Yeah, it might take 90 days, but hell, I'll wait the 90 days. It takes the average person 3 to 6 years to screw up their credit and man up and woman up to fix it or put it back on track. So I want the multiple functions. I want multiple credit reports. What happens with most people as they get into the millionaire group, their problem is they run out of credit because they don't have enough divisions. Divisions multiply you. What do? They multiply corp, divisions, and pieces. I mean, if I want one card, all right, I want to make sure I have enough room to get 99 more. Okay? I'm always going to build more than I need. Some people, well, it's enough. I don't know what enough is, because I want to make sure I'm in charge. I'm in control. Yes, we know God's in control, but God gave us the rules and tools. God gave us the abundance we're supposed to ask for. We're supposed to expect the abundance. All right, and that's the way it works. Read the 66 books, the abundance, the line of defense. All I know, when I had my satellite business, I was the largest distributor, manufacturer of satellite television in the freaking world, working with Dish and George and all kinds of people. I had trucks. One gets in an accident, Larry Parker calls, wants to sue everybody. Like their divisions, locations. What did I do? It was funny. On Firestone and Imperial Highway, all the shopping centers I've owned forever and all corps, kind of fun. They'd go to a location like Wholesale Satellite, and we'd have a list, okay? We did a little seminar on top of satellite television, and we'd write down their name and all their information. And they always said, we're just looking. Okay. Well, I know you're going to check out some other places, right? Oh, you go ahead. By the way, here's a list of all the satellite distributors in California. Here you go. So, you want to check them out and then compare price. Let us know. Oh, you're going to give us a list of your competitors? Yes. Go check them out, please. They'd go to Orange Satellite, Riverside Satellite, and all the Valley Satellite, and all the other things. They didn't realize I owned them all. I sent it to myself. I sent it to my own competitor. That was me. If you're going to play the game, own everything. Own it all. It's half the fun. So when you build that corporate umbrella, you need to clone yourself. Everybody in the millionaire group knows one thing. I want them to have 10 divisions of their own damn corporation. Same name, but number 1, 2, 10. Bingity, bingy, bing. Why? Because I want them to be prepared. All right. I want them to be prepared because someone's going to say, we want the corporate office to sign for it. Yeah, it did. Divisions Corporation. Here's number 1. Here's number 8. Here's number 6. The umbrella. Divisions of divisions are important because what happens is, what are you willing to sacrifice? When you have an oh shit day, is it going to be you again or the division? When I established my dashboards in 87, all through 92, and then it's 92, I let help people do them, for them. This is what we wanted to put out for the high schools. So line up, get your credit card, get your basic SS5 form, Here's your credit report. Here's your first card. These are rules and tools. Let mommy teach you. And every mommy and daddy's going, they don't know. It's ridiculous. Can you imagine? It's so ridiculous that people don't know about the 29% rule. And I created that, how many years ago? So the dashboard is, I can register on the behalf of a corp division subsidiary. I want every division registered. I want the SIC code. I want the tax ID. I want to make sure I got credit reports. I'm going to make sure I have, for me, hundreds of them. You're going to have maybe 10 of them or whatever you want to have. All I know is it's hard for a CFO. We build them, we build the corporation, and it's a pain in the asset. And then we have to build the division process. Divisions replacing divisions, replacing people, because that's the name of the game. All right, the different things we get to play with, but it's a choice. SSN versus SS4. I mean, I can show you all the history, how the IRS created SS4 for banking and credit purposes only. It was never your SSN. So I put it to the public in 92 so I could set it up for people. That was our goal. That was our dream. So understand, if you allow me to get the tax ID for you, okay, I get to set up credit reports. If you do the tax ID for you, okay, and this is why I push my millionaire group all the time, you do it, and we'll get the tax ID, right? Good for you. Okay, you didn't know the reports. My dashboard not only gets the tax ID through the IRS, it sets up Experian, Trendro, and Equifax. Then people always come back, well, can you do that? It's the same damn price. Well, I don't want to pay for it. Then don't get it. Go out there and go, have fun. It's simple. So the cash credit report is key to every one of these divisions. That's why you need subdivisions. I don't push that as much in other classes because that's usually millionaire. We're going to get 10, 20, 30 divisions, and we're going to get subdivisions across the board. So when we look at cash credit, we line it up. Now, here's the goal, and this is to be part of the game, and maybe some of you in millionaire group or outside the group don't understand it. You're sharing one bank account. It was so important to me in 96 when I sued all the banks to win. They want all these bank accounts to pay fees. Hell no. If I have $100,000, I'd have to put 10 bank accounts with 10,000 each, average balance. Average balance builds lines of credit. So if I put that 100,000 in one bank, I can leverage the crap out of it. So the division's using the same account. When you have an old shit day, the division never had a bank account. What happens in an audit or basically disconnect, I say incorporate the bankrupt, they ask you, where's the money, where's the bank? We never had a bank account. We never had a bank account. See, the assets of a division belong to the parent company. That's the UCC1, entitlement of ownership. And then the lease, loan management agreement, all these other pieces. So when a division screws up like an Orange County or city does, they wipe up the debt. Parent company still owns the goodies, just like the banks and grocery stores do. I wanted to make sure I had it basically foolproof so it always worked. And that's the goal. Checkbook money is good and bad. I get people lined up, they go to the Chase, they fill out right or wrong, and sometimes they screw up. They say, well, you know, they took some information wrong about opening the bank account some months, and now we have to wait on certain applications. We have to wait, and there's 4 people that screwed it up. So now I got to position it right. All right, so they basically answer the question right. See, it's like we forget there's a business plan, the justification of projections. There's a science behind the madness. Anytime you file bankruptcy, it's going to be SSN or SS4. That's how you have to remember. So when we dissect, and I get people all the time, well, I got a tax ID, right? Good for you. All right, there's 26 ways to use it. Show me. Same thing. Ask a CPA, an attorney, or tax person to show them the 26 ways to use the damn form. They're going to go, that's the problem. Every city, grocery store, bank, location with a separate tax ID can disconnect and isolate and incorporate, can't save it, bankrupt it. You know, let's plan the problem. You have to plan bankruptcy. Like I've said in my books for years, plan the bankruptcy in case you're forced into it. It didn't say plan to file the bankruptcy. Okay, I'm sorry, you've all made yourself ducks. The ones in the 146 in the millionaire group right now, all right, they're doing phenomenal. They got millions in the morning, millions in the afternoon on Saturdays, and they're leveraging it into more. See, they realize they're not done. They're not done. Okay, and I try to hold on to them as long as I can. I said, and I don't want to be like Linda. I love Linda. Linda's been around with me since 1987. Been a multimator at least 5 times that I know of. And the reality is she did finish some pieces. This time she's going to finish pieces. If not, I'm going to call her on my phone and yell at her all the time. Isn't it terrible? I give my clients shit. Well, I'm going to tell them the truth. And I can't cut, I got to cut to the chase. Larry is always going to say, I kind of rub his face in it because Larry screwed up too. But he's got the money now. All you do is follow through. When we dissect this form, it's like you're looking at a form. You're hearing me, you see it, but you have tunnel vision. Okay? It's like when you drive down the street, you're not looking around you. You're looking at how to get there. You're focused on that. You got tunnel vision. We look at this reason to apply. Purchase ongoing business, create a trust, a pension plan, okay, employee hiring, compliance. We look at banking, change type of organization, okay. I have divisions that they change the name and the type of the position of the business all the time. We look at, it's like when we check boxes here, all right, and I tell people, do not fill out the S's for without me, because what happens, you fill the wrong down box. Okay. Oh, I put construction, I put real estate, I put that. Stop. It's other. It's always other. It's always other. It's always other. It's always other. But again, what do? Every time you put and try to over-explain yourself, the reality is it gets tied up into something. It's like going to the bank. 3 clients today talked about going to the bank. Going to the bank. Okay. Navy is difficult, but they're great. Or didn't like the name of the company. Okay, another one, Gina goes over to Chase. They can't find the divisions. All right, Santos, send the link where they are from the state and send it to her phone so she can say, here they are. I'm sorry, but most of the people you're talking to at the bank, I'm not going to say they're stupid, they're just not been trained. And that's the problem. Our goal is Aspiria and Trendro and Equifax, all right, credit reports under tax ID. I'm the guy that created this crap. Don't you understand? When I'm dead, it's all gone. But my son, every Saturday, he's always said, I'm going to take him for daddy. All right. He's a smart kid. He's got total recall on most things he does too. So I wouldn't be surprised by the time he's 15, he's going to teach my classes and train my coaches. So division. Here's our problem. You have an apartment complex. All right. How many divisions do you need? You have a shopping center. How many divisions do you need? You have a Shakey's, Subway, or Wendy's, or 31 Flavor, and I own all of those. Okay, how many do you need? See, every entity needs a division. Again, we have a corp, we have a division, we have subdivisions. Okay, what you're trying to do is build a buffer from the corporation. The division below the corp, let's build subdivisions to be a bigger buffer, and that would be the goal. Okay, so a division of a division is a subdivision. All I know is when they wanted to sue me, like Larry Parker did, because someone wrecked one of our trucks. All right, he just wanted to get the insurance company. I don't want to deal with it. So I disconnect, isolate, incorporate, had Betty do it, file bankruptcy, and tell him to kiss our ass. It's simple. Why do we want to deal with crap? My wife always wants to deal with certain things, and I say, honey, I'm looking in front of me. I'm looking at today. I don't care what's happening a year from now. That's next year. I'm looking at right now. I'm focused on this. Okay, and that's me. I'm just going to focus what's in front of me now. I have the ability to feel comfortable. To feel comfortable and have peace of mind, all right, it's like trying to meditate, put your mind to sleep. It takes me less than 3 minutes to fall asleep every night because I meditate. I know how to put my brain out. It freaked my wife out when we first got married. So then she had to learn that, hey, I'm going to tell you how to fall asleep in seconds. And all of a sudden I'm snoring. She says I snore. I've never heard myself snore. So I don't know what she's talking about. I've heard her snore. But to disconnect means we have to have a meeting. A meeting. We have to vote and elect, we the board, vote and elect to disconnect that division for a purpose and a reason. We need to disconnect, isolate it, statement of abandonment, and then we need to incorporate it. Our problem is this, the only type of bankruptcy can be, only type, person or bankruptcy, corp. Person or corp, person or corp. So when I say disconnect, isolate, incorporate, understand what I'm saying, because what you have to have is a good paper trail. Okay, nobody really wants to file bankruptcy in something unless they're a crook. But again, we don't want to destroy all our pieces. Again, I've had lousy tenants. Okay, I always remember the famous Dodger player making all that money, he wouldn't pay the damn rent. Okay, and now get his ass out of my place. And during pandemic, 87% of these people have my properties. They had a job and I approved it. And nobody cared. Okay, get the hell out of my property now. Pandemic's over. Get out. Homeless, that's not my problem. You pissed me off. You took my money. I had to pay your rent while you laid your head to sleep in your bed. Now I own your bed. I own everything you got now. I'm going to win when I lose. Okay, and I've had a lot of them want to renegotiate. You know, I mean, nobody wants to be screwed over. Okay, unfortunately, people think they can screw over the government and other people and get a free ride, be a crook. So it's like anything else, cash, supply, credit. I mean, where am I going to get money? All right, as a kid, it's like it was freaky, came in the mail. Okay, that's what happens. I don't know if it was normal or not. So cash and supply, credit. Supply, I don't need yet. Later on, I fix up properties. Okay, cash. Let's get how many can I get? I can get every division, subdivision, its own damn credit report, legitimately. No one can stop you from building $1 billion of credit divisions. That's a little too much, just don't have the intent to do fraud. But divisions allow that. But to me, my promise was to myself, all right, give myself permission to fall in love and get married. Because I swore I'd never get married and have kids. No. And that kind of life, I went through that shit. Being used and abused, no. Okay? All right, it's ridiculous. But again, I finally found a way that I could feel comfortable. I didn't have to be stressed out. The line of defense. So to me, when you hear, all right, I basically have no intent to do fraud. I will sacrifice the division, not to corporate my family. I finally got a family. Why do people hurt their families? I don't understand, stupid. I'm sorry, I don't. My wife says, honey, don't say certain ways. All right, I said, don't listen to the webinar. I got to be me. I can't change me. They don't like me, then go away. I'm going to be myself. Okay? Because I'm responsible for that client. If I don't wake them up and shake them up, hell, then I'm guilty. So it's like the divisions. I didn't convey myself on Saturday to you, Larry, enough. I really didn't. Okay? Nancy, I didn't, enough. You got millions of dollars of credit now. You're leveraging. But you're missing a piece. Every division needs, and the way I designed this, it's like my first apartment complex that I purchased when I was 18 in Fullerton, California. Okay, I dissect the sucker and they wouldn't let me split deed it. They go, what's that? Back then they didn't know shit. They still don't know shit. But I could take an LLC and get a certificate of ownership for every location. So it's like I dissected a division into 3 subdivisions. I want divisions and subdivisions signed and done the same time, not a week friggin' later. Okay, they need to age together. How do you age together when it's months apart? It's like I'm not conveying myself enough. Saturday I did this ridiculous $99 each for people, so you get more, and they got 18. Let's split it from this quarter. No, you're not hearing me. Those 9 need these 9. These 9 need this 9. It's like, damn, stop it. Okay, you're gonna daisy chain credit the slow way. The train's going uphill backwards at 2 miles an hour. I don't get it. Each division having 2 subs and 1 more. The goal for me was 16 million. See, I don't push all of you, and like in the millionaires, I'll push you to get millions because getting 100,000 is the first thing. Everything to me in the beginning, get 10 to 100,000. 10,000, 100,000. That's the goal, the mindset. 100,000, let's get to the million now. Okay? Now, each entity should focus on $1 million, but I'm not going to say that in the beginning. There's too many people going, well, I'll make you a millionaire. No. You're going to work your ass off, and you're going to understand what it takes to get there. Okay, I'm not just going to hand it to you. All right, because you'll screw it up if I did. So the goal is simple. Every entity needs another entity, division of the parent company. So for those who got division Saturday, you didn't hear me. I didn't convey myself right. All right, a division should have a subdivision. What are we building? We're not just building divisions, we're building credit reports. 100 gets 101 A, B, and C. Subdivisions. You see, the apartment complex goes into a division. In a division. The subdivisions are the people who rent. Now, how is the subdivision going to be newer than the, all right, division? Okay. So in other words, if they're equal, there's no question about it. You better pray for 6 months to a year nobody sues or falls down, because your timing's off. Because they're always looking at, when did you do this? How long you been in business? All right, how old is your corporation? All right, how old is your entity? How long you been in business? What's your projection of sales? So answering the questions, we want to tell them what they want to hear. My daughter was doing the practice of the SIC tests and all that stuff, and stuff for high school. She's going to be a senior next year. My other 4 daughters are grown and then got PhDs and all kinds of crazy stuff. All right, she looked at my stuff. She goes, Daddy, nobody gets a perfect score like you. You're from another planet. Where do you come from? I said, honey, I was only 14 when I did that. Okay, they gave me the Gov test, the SAT test, Mensa, and all this other crap. Right, find out if I had any brains. All right, so now I got to, she's doing great. Lucky she's smart and beautiful like her mom. So when we say 100 be, all right, from 100. So what I don't want some of you to get past the point, Millionaire Group, they have an average of 50 divisions. That's good. But again, every division needs a subdivision. You buy 3, you get 6. You buy 9, you get 18. Okay, that's the goal. Or have subdivisions. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? I have 30 divisions. They have 30 credit reports. I got 1 damn card, and I asked for 30 sister cards. I pay this one, and I'm building credit reports over here, kind of like closet divisions. If I ask for separate billing and reapply, am I ready to go? Okay, you're going to get an opportunity that you can't pull the trigger because you didn't do what I asked you to do. But everybody says, I'll do what you say, Ray. That's not true. Every division, listen carefully, needs 3 subdivisions. Each division needs 3, not the corp, not the division and other divisions. Corp, 3 divisions. Under that 1 division, that's all right, subdivisions. 3 for each one in the beginning. Down the road, you'll get 2 and you get 1 more. You see, when I built that matrix, all right, in 98, because I was trying to save the credit cards, and this is what I did. Okay, parent company, divisions of divisions, and that was what's important. So get it in your head, building the matrix. Everybody you talk to, CPA attorney, whatever who you talk to in the future is going, what are you doing? I've never seen that. Well, guess what? Wait till you see me do the $100 million, hokey pokey. That's what you got to tell them. But again, these are the entities. So hopefully tonight, I guess since the email went out for everybody, you'll hear what I was going to tell the Millionaire Group. Understanding each entity. I put it down to a science because to me, I have to methodically look at it procedure-wise, numbers, and lay it out. Each division would design how much money, okay, how much money that I could bring into the corporation. Again, 100,000, 9 divisions, there's $1 million. But now if they're all $1 million, that 9 becomes 10 million. Each subdivision, okay, the goal is to build subdivisions. All right, that was not easy. It was kind of a pain in the ass. I was trying to save credit. There's, the problem about credit, like I said, these all have personalities. I mean, every Capital One, when you apply for the card, asks would you like a checkbook. They all have personalities. Okay, it's like anything else. What can I do with this card or that card? Knowing how to play with the card. 100,000, if you do the 10 I like from the corporation, that's $1 million. So if you're building a foundation, or you're building one half-ass, or you're looking for 5 years to a lifetime, okay, that's the positioning. That's where I was told, you're over packaging them. They don't all want to be millionaires and billionaires. They just want a little bit of money. That's not true. If that's true, then go away. My goal was, how do I use the money, the credit, turn it into income at the same time, and I would position this so I could loan it out. I'd have my divisions, subdivisions in place. And again, all I wanted to do is loan it out to people. Now, remember, Millionaire Group, on Saturday at 6 in the morning and the 4 o'clock afternoon, 4:30 by the time we started. All right, we're leveraging UCC1s now and notes. We're leveraging UCC1 and notes, because when I place that $10,000 lien on a property, okay, it's because they needed $10,000, they own the home, or they basically, I'm going to lease them the property. Home, own, or lease, there's the dissect of it. Loan the money because they want to save their house and need a house payment. That's UCC1, all right, homestead block or UCC1 chattel mortgage. That turns into $240,000 worth of notes for every $10,000 you loan. $240 for every $10,000 you loan. So again, understand these divisions, subdivisions are put there for a reason. You're laying down a foundation. But again, that's if you want to get to $10 million, $100 million or more. Okay. All right. You're all doing great in or out of the millionaire group. You've made millions of dollars before, but do you have it in the bank still? If you did, leverage the shit out of it, don't spend it. It's like anything else. So when we did this, the goal was for the credit. My problem is I have too much credit, but I'm going to still keep building it. Why wouldn't I? But there's only 10 cards. How do I multiply 10 cards? How do you multiply 10 cards? There's only 10 that are worth a damn to have. It's divisions, subdivisions. It has to be. So by having this card that gets 99 more, these getting more for every entity, and what do we get? I mean, let's see, Gina here, Larry here, Nancy here, all right, Joanne here, all have 50 divisions of their bank account at Chase, 50. Okay, they're positioning right. Okay, but that doesn't mean we use them all yet, but they're aging and they're on the same bank. What are we going to do? We're lining things up to build, all right, literally credit reports. Credit reports build more credit, and that's the goal, because you'll get backed into a corner and someone's going to tell you no. No does not mean it exists. No should not be in place. It should be, what does it cost? Here's a check. I want it now, now, now. Okay, the mindset has to be in place. But that, just on this matrix, was $190,000 a month. The assets behind became $1.1 billion. $1.1 billion of assets. If they didn't pay, I got their goodies. If they didn't pay, fine. I filed an insurance claim. Either way, I won. The goal is always to win when you lose. Okay? Because you set it up for a win-win for everybody. The only reason you lose, you have a turd trying to knock you down or steal something from you. So again, think about divisions, subdivisions in place. Okay, I didn't convey it Saturday enough, I guess, because I got 3, I got 6, I got 18. Let's split them around. That wasn't the goal. Okay, the goal was to, hey, let me give you the hell of a deal we did once last year and capitalize on it and get 30 of those, get 40 of those. That was the goal. So the next matrix was the $16 million one. But again, then I had a $32 million one that wouldn't fit in the book. Plus Harold said that's a little too much to put in the book anyway. And I always took his advice as well. So literally this next one took 33 months to do. That's $661,000 a month. If you're going to own an apartment complex, if you're going to, that means you're going to have a division that gets to the apartment complex. All right. And then you have subdivisions to lease out the units to. Each one is a different name. If you're going to get into basically what? Storage unit. Okay. The building, the land, everything else, and even the units can be split up as well. Because, you know, there's always people trying to sue people and screw them up. You have right now, they're auctioning out 3 of them in Riverside. All right. They own it by the state. They didn't pay their taxes and they were taken away from the people. Again, there's a lot of things happening in auctions this year as well. So a goal is simple. So I'm going to do it one more time. I was doing it for the millionaire group only, but this is if you're here, because she sent an email to everybody. What's a division? An entity. What's an entity? Tax ID. It's allowed. What's a credit report? All right, SSN, SS4. Again, what are we looking to do? So tonight, yes, you know the office, $4.99, that's simple. I try to do these basically on Saturday. No one's in the office. I try to do them in the afternoon. They're already gone home. Because then you don't call and say, Ray said this. The first thing they're going to do is, oh, let me write it up. Oh, I get commission now. That's not fair to me. Especially when I'm giving it away at a ridiculous price. So I was offering it to Millionaire Group only, now it's to all of you. 3 divisions, you don't need 3. All right, you need 3, you need 6. They're in groups for a reason. If you got 18, that's the same corp, not to dissect them across the board. You got 26, these are divisions under divisions. That's why I'm doing the discount for the people who got divisions in the first place. But if you don't do it, that's okay. I'm not going to do it again. I only do it in the Millionaire Group all the time. Okay, other people, you're going to pay normal price. As you know, it's Zelle for me. I don't like credit cards. I was a consultant for banks for 29 years. July 6, 2022, when these 6 banks bought Zelle, they did it for a reason. They did it so they can shut down more locations because it's too expensive to run locations. They're taking a loss. So it's always a Zelle with me. Now, buckets of money. Every division should be known as a bucket of money. Every division should be known as a credit report. Every division should be known as a duck. Why? Because what happens is credit reports in cash and money, that's the entity I'm willing to get rid of. So we have to have a mindset to think about, all right, planning the problem, okay? All right, you're going to have to plan the problem because there's always something. You're getting older, slower, we're not as pretty as used to be. And the next time we get a problem, do we really want to bring the pain home? Nobody does. Division process. So I always have my 3 divisions of me, my closet divisions. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't have been able to build $1 million of credit in 6 weeks. All right, yes, the wife probably got her dream house, but the income has to come in. Again, why stay down when you don't have to? The entity, person, corp, division, subsidiary. Keep in mind, it takes 2 divisions. You got to understand 2 divisions and then subdivisions. So it's like the car. That car had to have 2 divisions. One's the corp, the car is in the corporation's division, but then I need a division of me to guarantee it. So always remember, divisions should be connected as subdivisions. Get that in your brain and understand that. The lease of a building is 2 divisions. The building's leasing it to this entity, and I have to guarantee it. 2 divisions, subdivisions under that. Okay, again, this is what people miss. And the reality is in Millionaire Group, I make sure we dissect it more. Every house is a division. Every apartment complex is a division with subdivisions. Money received is SS4. Every division is going to get a card off the parent company. We want to get 99 more cards. We want to have the ability to get the cards. Again, divisions of me, divisions of each item. You hear it, slow it down, understand it. Subdivisions are the most important thing of divisions. Okay, as we daisy chain credit. Car. Picked up a new Mercedes 3 weeks ago, no problem. They couldn't deliver it. Call on the phone. What do? I got 15 minutes, signed the name, division of me, signed it, I think 30 some odd times. And what do? Ray Reynolds as division of a corporation. As CFO corporation. The corporation, I never told them the registered owner is a division. I use the word corp because it is. A division is a corporation. So the reality is I'm not using the word division at bank or internally. It's fleet price tax ID division. Why would I pay retail for something? Again, all right, I'm not going to sweat it for 5 hours. All right. One of the reasons, and it just bothers the hell out of me. Rebecca was my client. We created, and I didn't say we created, they created, I was on the outside of it, the Schaefer bill. I met her through Robin. Robin Williams was a friend. I wish Karen didn't go shopping and go buy stuff when he needed her. So what happens is, all right, beautiful girl. She's on Sister Sam's. She's on Mork and Mindy, a couple things like this. And what does the DMV do? They sell her driver's license. See, I'm against the map for the stars. I think that's the stupidest thing that's out there. All right, and I've been teaching rich and famous people for years now to buy that house through the trust, so it's not their house. Nobody should know where you live, okay? And that's the problem because they closed an escrow with their name on it. So remember something for me, okay? I'm serious about protecting your privacy and your assets. It's very crucial. Okay, the P.O. box or mailing address. That has to be in place. All right, driver's license. We can all go to dnv.whatever.state.gov and we can get these things set up to maintain and monitor ourselves. But again, I don't like people using their home address on anything, driver's license, insurance, registration, and a bumpity bump. There's too many crazies in the world today. Okay, literally crazies everywhere, following you home, all right, from the gas station, whatever. You know, always look around you when you drive, pay attention. So the bottom line is P.O. Box, mailing address makes sense. Driver's license, insurance, registration, privacy. That's important, but that's going to be up to you. Now, Mary's a nice lady. She came to me after she screwed it all up, like maybe half, if not more. Okay, Mary did the typical thing. Attorney, $10,000. All right, corp, looks at the lease of the restaurant, signs a 10-year lease, options, no problem. Has to learn about CAM charges, all right, triple net and everything else. And the people don't explain anything to her. But her problem when she's doing this, and she's making $250,000 a year working for Apple. She takes her personal credit and maxes and goes $98,000 off the card. She's just buying the things she needs for the restaurant. But again, she didn't bill the cash credit to the corporation, so it doesn't show up on the file. She didn't have her divisions, subdivisions, which have been in place. But when she called that attorney and CPA, and their credit score went to you know where, what happened? All they could do is go like that. So their problem was the lack of knowledge. People go to school to pass a test. All right, doesn't matter, got PhDs and masters and all that crazy stuff. You go to school to pass a test and memorize the test. That you learn life by doing life in most cases, unless you're a specialist and doctor or something else, and that's fine. But her problem was, all right, they bankrupt the location. That restaurant bankrupt. She guaranteed it. They went after her home. Her husband divorced her. Okay, this is where women give the man the look. I'm going to kill you. Better work. So many men have been trying to conquer the world. That's our gift or what we should do, but they have to protect themselves. And women can conquer the world too. Don't say I'm, trying to go one way or the other. I'm talking that how life is for me and the way it works. We're trying to conquer the world, but why would we want to be a duck or a sheep? I don't understand. Okay, that's why in high school, college, people need to know the necessities, not just from me or tickety talk or Google. But again, the goal is, all right, repackaging her and fixing it all up. And that's what we had to do. The aftermath. Half of you, if not all of you, get the aftermath we have to rebuild. That sucks. Is it easy? No. Can it be done? Yes. So making goals in a money-making machine, that was at $100,000 to me. I designed all this for one reason. That's what I do. I wanted that $100,000 a month. I wanted a day, whatever I can do. I want to build as big as I can till it pops. Okay? And it got to $1 million a day before the coma. But again, I got people that are stuck. Gary is stuck. $85,000 credit I got him for the corp. Danny's got $195,000 for the corp. Bill's got $75,000. All right, Carrie's got $210,000. It's like you build it for him. It's like, what the hell are you doing sitting on credit when we can turn it in and turn the engine on? But they don't turn the engine on fast enough. Okay. Carrie started to do literally bridge loans at least. The other three are still sitting there going, that's all, folks. I got the credit. You know how many people I've built credit for over the years and they go and do their thing? All right, bye-bye. Thank you, Ray. But again, then they screw up because they didn't learn the other pieces. They didn't package themselves. That's why I had Repackaging America. Let's repackage personal and business entity life so we don't bring the pain home. They were listening half-ass, unfortunately. The goal is to make sure we understand. All right, Bill, if it was basically, and these are basically checkbook monies, by the way. They're using part of the checkbook money to maintain the bill. That's wrong. It should be bridge loan or an escrow. But again, we can all do this, Sam's Club, the Walmart and all the silly stuff and the eBay and all this other things we need to do, supply and vendor credit. That's okay. So we could sell a widget. We can have a garage sale. We can do whatever it takes. I've done them all. But again, OPM money, other people's money, and these are companies. So understanding Dun & Bradstreet, again, understanding that, it's like the world is It's like they're amateurs still. It's like we got to teach them what needs to be done. That's why my senior coaches are getting trained in place, some of them from the past as well. All right. We have the right to sell products. Having an Amazon store is good. I've got a lot of clients that have doing millions a year doing that. Okay. But things are going to change a little bit. I tell them to be careful. All right. So it's like if you're in debt, I always say, hey, take this. You can take supply and turn it into cash. There's always a solution to get to where you want to go, but it's up to you. It's not up to anybody else. Balancing that debt makes sense. To me, we have to balance the debt. The only way we can get where we need to go is to balance the debt. Without balancing the debt, we're kind of stuck. And that's what we have to look at, not to be stuck. Because if we're not getting past go, what are we supposed to do? Balancing the debt, very crucial. It's like Billy and other people, I've helped them get 50, 100,000 credit. But again, it's balancing that, and they have bad credit, so they have to pay the debt. You know, credit repair's a scam. All right, they're going to repair your credit. Excuse me. I don't care what letter you write to that creditor or that credit bureau trying to trick them. If you have an open collection account, it's not going away unless you negotiate or kill the debt. There's 5 ways to kill the debt. Now, the divisions and subdivisions. I don't know which one's going to hurt you. I don't know which one's going to hurt me. So any property I ever get, unless it's bought through an estate and basically in a trust, irrevocable trust, then it's a property for here, has to be a division. We have to have the division's credit set up. We have to have the file set up to put the down payment on it. Each division should be through the escrow. All right. Now our house, our personal house, that's fine. Hopefully it's in a trust, and then you offset your taxes and your income based on the payment. Again, corporation, all right, pay tax. Okay, but they didn't pay tax. Watch what rich and famous people do, and you know all the companies around you. I've been training millions and millions of companies for years. Amazon, no tax on 10 billion. Okay, there's no loophole. There's never been a loophole. But again, what do we do personally? If you allow me to build you here, we're going to go after the 10 cards. There's only 10 cards to master. The Green Spark Unlimited, they want it paid at the end of the month. That's why I go out and get the 2 little sisters for 30. 160 times 9. B of A times 9. Wells Fargo times 9. Okay, Inc. times 9. All right, gold times 9. So these divisions have to be in place with subdivisions ready to do business. Again, what do we look at? So the goal is up to the 5 million. So when we look at these entities, our goal is like at the bank. They're going to ask the same questions. Don't use the word financial. Always use management. Always use enterprise, financial, or anything else you talk about. What are you going to say? I'm a management company. How long have you been in business? 20 years. How old is your corporation? 3 years. What's your projection of sales? As long as you have 3 divisions, 1 million. There you go. Answering the questions, passing the test. What do we do to pass the test? Know the answers. Every one of these are great. This is part of the 5 that I like to get my checkbook money. It's simple. I like checkbook money. All right, that can be up to $5.5 million. And that's the goal. So when I hear and I say credit, loan, and money, let's get the credit. Okay, let's create loan. Let's make some money. And that's the goal. Credit, loan, and money makes sense. But what's the goal? All right, my original series, Winning the Game of Business, Financial Freedom, Cash Flow, Free Up Your Time. And that's what I wanted. The entity was the storage unit, apartment complex, okay, franchise. I never wanted to be the corp. That's how we gain 10 to 100,000 a month. Now, this is supposed to be for the Millionaire Group people tonight, but they sent an email to the world. Okay, this is only good tonight. Okay, it's a one-time deal. That was what I want them to get more credit for each division. This is get to credit 50,000 per subdivisions. That's what the goal was tonight. Okay, so if basically tonight, all right, you do this, all right, it's $999. I'm giving $50,000 to each subdivision that you do this to for $999, or about the $50,000. You can daisy chain it. Again, that's tonight, so write it down. All right, the 100,000, all right, literally ridiculously, all right, tonight is 1999. That's to build more credit to the divisions, not just parent company and start division, subdivisions. This is tonight in this group. Okay, very simple. It's a to now thing. It is a Zelle base only. If not, that don't worry, it'll go away. Okay, and then I'll figure out how they invited the whole world to something that was supposed to be private tonight with 146 people in it. So I don't believe you have your time. I think your time has you. Okay, I'm up at 2:25. I got all the time in the world in the morning. I do my 2 miles. Used to do 5 before I had long COVID, which Scott gave me. Thanks to him giving it to the office. All right, that's no fun. I worked during COVID, by the way, when I had it. I had no choice. So again, because I have to reach my goal, my mission. So again, I get my me time. I control what I do, the hours and everything else. So the auto income's coming in automatically. Make you a money maker machine will take literally a corporation, all right, 9 divisions, 9 subdivisions minimum, okay, per the corp. And as you get pieces, you're going to want more divisions. You're going to want to focus on businesses like this. Every division can change function, move around like a yo-yo because it was born the day it was filed. From there, I always tell people, and I love you to do this, all right, please have somebody drive you around your city. When they drive you around your city, all right, you're basically paying attention now. All right, when you drive your same routine, you're not paying attention. You've got, tunnel vision. If you look at all these pieces out there, the goal is to understand these things. So my question to you is, why don't you own them? And if you don't have enough divisions, you can't own them. You're going to back yourself in a corner. Okay, you won't have the divisions and subdivisions to do it. Very crucial. Somebody owns them, someone's corporation, it might as well be yours. That would be the goal. Building the umbrella, corporation, subdivisions. Now, I'm always trying to push blueprint calls for people because I believe you should do one every 90 days. What happens in coaching is the first blueprint and we get pieces, we're gaining. You're doing this, I'm doing this, and it's all working together. They last 15, 30 minutes and 45 minutes to an hour sometimes, okay? But again, going backwards again, I like going back to the beginning. Past, present, and future, good, bad, ugly, tax lien, bankruptcy thing. Family. It's like right now with Joseph positioning his family, all right, literally, I want to see if he's here. He's supposed to be here tonight. All right, because positioning his family and everything else, what's happening with them, they're hitting the $10 million mark. 10 million. Yeah, they're here. Okay. 10 million. So the goal is, all right, with that $10 million in leveraging it, there's a problem. The bigger you get, the bigger you're going to say, okay, am I comfortable in my pieces and what I'm trying to do? You have to be comfortable to feel, okay, it's all right. See, we're scared to get there. We get there, we're scared to keep it there, and we position ourselves. Either way, we're scared. It's like, okay, how do we position right? And it's the corporation. Divisions and subdivisions are the key, and we have to be. The irrevocable trust. It's like we're working on earlier today, before this, is the trust in protecting the insurance that's in place for mom and house and all these pieces. And I'm sorry, his father died this last month. All right, God rest his souls. He was old, that's okay, but he was just in that place that it was time. So trying to go through all that as well, it's not easy. So for him, I just have to help support him as well as I can. I can't relate to it, but I got to support him. Car, house, auto income. So the cash flow, getting the income coming in. But then when you get the big income, what do? It's leverage the money. Okay, borrow money is non-taxable. As you know, if you're not in a blueprint, all right, you should get into one. All right, I do want partner of life in that call with us. It will be an hour. It's a Zell. Now, coaching programs. All right, the thing about people in the main are groups. So if you all know, they're not in all the groups. In other words, they're in all the pieces. All right, they do bridge loans, they do this, they're not doing all the pieces. And I say, do them all. Okay, but again, it takes time to do them all. So it's like coaching, the extra, offers we try to give people. I'm still going to go for the boring business. All right, I like car washes. Okay, I don't want employees. I'm sorry, I think employees suck. Okay, 80% of all employees suck. All right, literally, they just suck. I mean, I'm sorry, they're just terrible. 20% are great. Linda's going, I promise to do it right all the way this time. All right, how fast and how to build. That's right, sweetheart, no problem. All right, we go back a long time. All right, so this is the ultimate goal. As we do all this, Rob, I'll give you, hopefully have the number in this presentation. If not, write it down, 800-254-9506 to give you that. Okay, so the goal is like the pieces. I'm always going to pick on laundromats, okay? Dry cleaning. I wrote books on all this crazy stuff. And my payphones, but again, EV stations replace that. See, if you're not in California, you don't realize what's going on here. We're the #1 EV station or state in the world. All right. Now, because we have 7 taxes per gallon of gas. Okay. Now they want to charge us a highway tax. Okay, because they're losing money because of EV stations. Okay. All right. It's time to get out of California, I guess. You know, it's getting crazier. So to invest in a business that's boring, okay, it's like broker's list and looking at all the pieces. Act like you get in an escrow. Okay, I remember going and calling this one broker. He was a total jerk. I said, can you show me pieces? All right, yeah, can you afford this? He was just a jerk. So I said, let me fax you over a financial statement. That one had $10 million in it. All right, oh, I guess you can afford it. His attitude changed. Okay, so again, we got to the broker and I wanted to see what's behind the curtain. In other words, show me all the goodies and all the pieces, and I'm going to go through you, but when we get in escrow, I'm going to tear it apart again anyway, because I want to talk to the seller, because that's how you can change pieces. Investing, I don't want to invest my money. I'll invest these pieces. That's what makes sense, because if I had money, I didn't want to keep the money. All right, so again, it's like when we look at the 100,000, at the 45,000, 250. The 250 is a pain in the ass set. Luckily, you have Chase, and you know the Blueprint loan at American Express now is phenomenal because it allows us to get to 250 as long as you have a bank account that shows 100,000 a month coming in. And it's different because you don't have to pay for it until you transfer it into your account in pieces. Okay, I like that. The Chase big one does the same thing. The little ones like the 150s don't. They just dump into your bank account. So I'm going to always say I'm going to look at boring businesses. It makes sense to me. Watching people go to expos and not, you know, they get stuck. It's like, damn, which one to pick? It's confusing going to an expo. It's like all these, you know, shows and everything else. The main thing is let's pick necessity. All right. I look at the real estate. I look at the franchise. Okay. I look at the leverage and money because that's always going to happen. I don't want to run it. I want to own it. And that's always been my philosophy. I'm sitting here helping people get to where they want to go, and the wheel over there is turning everywhere. It's turning in right now probably 9 different states for me and all these other pieces. And it's just coming in. But then it's locked in over there. Again, I don't take from one to the other, and I made sure in the bylaws, and I screwed up. In our bylaws here, I can't take from another one of my companies, and I put it in the bylaws, and we agreed to it, and I want to change it. It doesn't come for anniversary until next year. I want to change it. There's so many times I want to be able to move things around. Steal from Peter, pay Paul, have Mary McHappy. Now, if you're not in this 6 weeks coaching, okay, and some of the people in Millionaire, they're out of coaching now. They're doing their own thing, but I still want to put them back into coaching. Okay, I want them to stay in coaching no matter if they're in a Millionaire group or not. Okay, because it makes sense to break down pieces privately. Millionaire group, we do video conferencing all together. It's like some people, I don't want to talk about that. Secret stuff. So again, tonight, if you're not in the 6 weeks, okay, I'm going to add $100,000 of credit in it. Okay. If you're not getting the gold and platinum cards yet, you haven't got those in position, or haven't given me $1,000 each, I'm going to add those as well. I want to motivate you that are not in coaching to get into coaching to get to the next step, because this is the beginning step to a coaching process. And that would be your goal. Okay. All right. If it was done tonight. And that's a one-time thing. I don't like this payment thing. I never have. Okay. All right. Paid in full only. So it's a Zelle. So take pictures of the ones you think you want. Okay. It's tonight. It's very simple. Okay. I couldn't do it tomorrow night because tomorrow night's my wife's birthday. Okay. And I already, it's very simple. Honey, what do you want? I have everything. If I wanted to go buy it. You're right, honey. Tell me what you're going to buy yourself and put my name on it. That's about it. So real estate, franchise, storage units. I'm going to focus always on that. I want to own them all. I want them all. So you got your 3 months, your 6 months, your 12 months. So in coaching, if you're not in it, get in it. 3 months lines you up, 6 months get you locations. From there, 12 months you'd have multiples. Now we're going to take the IRS projection. We're going to use their numbers. 5 million below a small company. We're going to say 5 million. That's our first goal. When we hit 5, we hit 10. Again, what are we going to do? Use their numbers. And that's what makes sense. One of the things that's happening here about the coaching, this is where it's like, Gene is, I want to do all the work. Okay. Okay, Joseph, I want to do all the work. David, I want to do all the work. Laura, I want to do all the work. And they get into it. Halfway in an escrow, they want me to take over part of the escrow because, I'm positioning them. We're on the conference call. All right, Ray, can you just take this? Okay, just elect me and CFO as your attorney in fact, and then I'll get power of attorney and kick some ass. Okay, we're going to work through the deal. Every deal is always a pain in the ass. When I basically work the deal, we're going to work it my way. I'm going to make sure everybody wins. All right, even my client, but that's the most important thing is to win, but for everybody. It's not the goal, it's the actual gain to get the goodie. And that's what it is to me. Let's get everybody to win and get the goodie. $10,000, $100,000 a month. Okay, that's the goal. Calls. I've got 4 people going crazy every week, reanalyzing people in coaching every week. Do we have it? Of course you do. That's amazing. So again, analyzations, calls, all this stuff. So it's like anything else. All right, in the projections and all the things we're going through in the daisy chain process, I have 2 clients that don't have enough divisions to daisy chain more credit. I'm out of divisions. Oh, I didn't do them yet, Ray. Increasing limits. Again, all right, as we know, or we should know, 3 months with me. All right, if you can deal with that, 100,000 in credit, all right, it's $8,000. Going to the 6 months, it's 15 grand, 150. Going to a year, it's $30,000, and literally you're getting, 250,000 in credit coaching. What are we focusing on? Our goal is auto income. Auto income, what can we get? What can we close? How much credit can we build? How can we position the personal credit corp and the divisions, subdivisions to go get our pieces? Foundation is the key. Okay, no matter if you go to any other, TikTok video or Google and those other events that are happening out there and all the blah, 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 without foundation, it's not going to be long lasting. And that's our goal. So it's like we can do work for people and we do a lot of it in the coaching process. So these are the things to look at as we do this. Now, one of the things I watch clients have is I build them credit and they sit on the credit. I don't understand. They sit on the credit. Corporate credit does not show up on personal credit file. So again, you're not using it to build score. I got 2 here tonight. All right, and literally, well, I'm not going to use it yet. I got it. How are you going to build a score if you're not using it? Okay, Miss Walker here, when she got her platinum card, she was crying, all right, laughing and peeing at the same time. She just bizarre. 6 months ago, all right, last year, she's going to a bankruptcy, lose everything. But I turned her around like Humpty Dumpty, which I love to do. It's half the fun. So the bridge loans is like doubling the money. So what do I do? That's what I did. How did I save my credit and all the cards that I built? I loaned out the money under C191D, and the asset behind it gave it a note. For every 10,000, I'd get over to $240,000 of a note. By the time I was done playing, it was $1.1 billion, okay, of notes. So loaning out money in 98 made a lot of sense still today. So a card, all right, we look at the minimum payment. We don't max it out past 29%. Well, we should use more corporate cards. So it's like anything else. I've been using these same brokers for over 30 years. Okay, not only do I administrate this for my client, I guarantee it, they'll never lose their principal. I'll pay it out of my pocket. I don't ever want them to feel uncomfortable. So the brokers are doing phenomenal. They charge a fee of $2,000. Done. It's a given. $5,000 in a bucket. It's simple. We get up to $899 a month. Between $809 and $899 a month, $900. By the time you made the payment, how much you did? You doubled your money. All right, buckets of 10,000, same thing. 15 months later, almost double the money. What do we look at? $1,300 a month. We look at basically getting in 25,000 or one, we're looking at $2,100 a month. So if we're going to exercise the credit for the corporation, we should exercise it in a bridge loan because it's building a score. And that's what you're trying to do. Is because I give people credit for the corporation and they sit there. They use a little bit. It doesn't show up on file. Why don't we turn it out and get some scoring? But again, that's the goal, building the scoring platform foundation. You know, doubling the money in 24 months, or why not? It's there. So bridge loans make sense. But again, as I build credit or people put in, now I have 3 people that are, one lost a job. All right, one, sorry, husband died, sorry, rest his soul, and she's not working as well. And they put money in bridge loan and made an income. Before they went broke spending all their money paying their bills and go down the rabbit hole, they stuck part of it in a bridge loan. Now they got $900 coming in a month auto income, and then get to another. And so they created their own income, you know, and that's the goal, you know, be able to get your own income on a process. And if you want to do one of those tonight, like I said, take a picture. All right, you can do it tonight. All right, that's the ultimate goal. Okay, you can use a card, you can sell, whatever you want to do, it's up to you. From here, making money on bridge loans is fun. I mean, right now, between John, Gina, the newest one's Avery, that's good, Karen as well, and then we have Mary. Mary's up to $8,700 a month. She says, Ray, I'm going to finish the bridge loans, so I get my $10,000 a month. Then we're going to EV charging stations. Then we're going to go over to storage units. We're going to do all this. Ray, I'm going to do everything you do. Okay, well, probably not, but the reality is the 10 we talk about, and that's the goal, income. So it's like for those who want $250,000 in credit. I've done 2 chases recently. In the chase, you know, for David, gave him $250,000, but he didn't have a bank account that shows literally $100,000 coming in and out a month, and I have many accounts to do that and show millions of dollars. So again, what do? We partner up and we do a resolution. Resolution only gets a 60, but the 250, I have to do under one of my divisions. So in other words, if I take and do a card under my division, in my corporate name and my bank account all tied together, get the card, exercise the card, get a loan, bigger loan for 250 Chase or the Blueprint, which is American Express, then it's done. Then we have to basically statement of abandonment, take that division, position it with that corporation, the person's corp, they take it over, then I change the name of it, all right, as they change it over, maintain it. It's now theirs. Now they could do more if they want to, but again, it's up to them, all right, because they can basically daisy chain every one of them. American Express, it's the easiest one for you to understand, because if I got you a platinum card or you have one, you look online how it works, and they want to see income. I've had 4 clients this last year. No matter what I do for American Express, Gold, or Platinum, they can't get business unless I log into a bank account. The only way around it is to log into my account. I had to make them a CFO of my company. All right, get the card, verify, then get it to them and get a card off that card. In other words, daisy chain it. And I have to only take people I trust because I don't need them jacking up a card and screwing up the division or one of my corps. So I take a big risk on that. So why the 250? Well, if we took the 250 just as the loan, it's an installment loan, and you take money off each time. If we daisy chained it, 25 loans, that literally makes $55,000 a month. So that could, I mean, is that the goal, or do we want to buy the storage unit? Do we want to buy the place, or that, you know, whatever it might be, you know, dry cleaner or something? The necessity business. So this is where they basically, it could be notes or something else. So keep in mind, I always warn people, Ray, I want the checkbook money. Are you ready to pull the trigger, get an escrow, or are you ready to do a bridge loan? Okay, because if I pull the trigger and I get you that up to 150, this is ticking. 45 days later, that bill's due, and I don't want you paying the money out of the money. That makes no sense. See, what most people do is they refinance their house. All right, oh, it's better. Let's go on vacation, honey. Then they spent the extra money, and now they come back and use the loan they paid for the house to pay for itself. It doesn't make sense to me. But again, what do we look at? So the American Express blueprint is you get to transfer off of it in installments, and that's the goal. The only requirement they want to see if you went to the full 250 is a bank account, in and out, all right, running business up to 100,000. My Bank of America accounts alone are more than 20 years old. Okay, some of them are even 10 years old. Okay, which one do we pick? Again, we line it up correctly. The way to look at it for you, if you're interested in doing something like this, is you would click the Platinum Business Card. When you click it, it brings up the blueprint. Please do not apply. If you do, and they turn you down, or you get 10,000, whatever you get, all right, you're kind of stuck with that. That's the only one you're going to get. On top of that, they're not going to let you reapply up to 6 months to a year. Okay, it kind of locks you out, and that's not what you're looking to do. So the goal would be is like, look at these things, see it, verify it, understand it's there. Each division, all right, can get one of these, and you can multiply. Again, what happens? I have to take a division of my company. We used Resolution a month ago. It doesn't work that way. That only gives you 40, 50,000. We want the 250. So what happens is we connect it to a division. I'm going to take a division of Ray Reynolds University, Race Credit, or one of the other companies, because I have 10 divisions in each corp, and I always want you to have a division of your own corp, same name, and a number to it, like it is a grocery store, or bank, or a restaurant. And I take one of those and I build it up. Okay, so what happens in division? Then I have to transfer it after I exercise the card, pay the thing, get the 250. Then I basically do statement of abandonment, connect it to your corp. When you look at the SS4, one of the 26 ways is to change the name or the owner of a tax ID. So we don't have to change anything at all. It's issued, it's open, and that's the goal, issued and opened. So what happens is you basically use one of my divisions, and I do this for people all the time. All right, the difference is you sign an agreement, you allow me to do this, we get over to you, and the difference is you don't jack up the 250 before you change the name, okay? Because I don't want my name to have a debt of 250 that you went wee to Vegas, and the people we look at that's going to get in this program, we have to trust them. Each division, and this is where the divisions and subdivisions will be in place. All right, your goal should be building $2.5 million of credit. Okay, as you're getting your first income and the pieces, have the mindset that you want to get $2.5 million of credit. That's how the groups at 6 or 4:30 in the afternoon on Saturdays, they have $2, $3, $5 million of credit, because they're basically not only daisy chaining, they've also leveraged the money. Their money, they've taken money from a credit line, they've leveraged it into more and maintained the debt. Well, kind of like being the bank. That's what the banks do. So what happens is basically, all right, getting the 250 divisions, we put it in place. So we have $5,000, okay? And then they have to pay their 10% when they're done. Tonight, if you did this, all right, you can set up and I'll do one of my divisions for you for $19.99. And then when it comes back, you'll have basically, we'll get our 15% off that. You're going to pay at the back end of the $250,000 of credit. But it is tonight to this group only, and that's the way it's positioned for it. It is a Zelle only situation. There's your Zelle. As we do this, some clients, they get very aggressive. David will hit 6 million this year. Okay. Lloyd will hit probably 4.5 million. Okay. All right. Nancy's going to hit 3.5 at least. They get aggressive, which is good because they get the money and they start gathering pieces. Building that first million is a pain in the asset. Getting your first auto income is a pain in the asset. So what you might want to think about is what happened in my million groups people is I position the auctions and other things. Okay, we have a problem in California. California, we're now at debt in $1.6 trillion and all the crap. So we have 7 taxes to gas per gallon of gas, and what they're doing now is going to come a highway tax. Next they're going to do toll roads everywhere. Again, because they're not getting their money, because they mismanaged it anyway. So what happens is the auctions, they have 3 storage units that are being sold between now and the next 6 months that the government in California actually confiscated in a situation, and tax is one of them. One's the other thing about drugs and some other things. And these are storage units somebody wants to pick up. we're going to position these things. There's shopping centers, all kinds of crazy stuff. So I would say look at things like auctions and be ready to pull the trigger if you do it right. If you could write a check, you're first in line. If you can't write a check, you're in a bidding situation, that's fine, you're in bidding. Now, they don't want, someone says I'm an investor or I'm a business person or I'm going to be a developer. They don't want that. They believe investors and developers manipulate the rents, and you got your, the sections, chapter 13s and all this crazy stuff as well, what we have in California, renting agreements. So what happens is building and developers are last. If it's not done through the auction, then they get to get the pieces that are left over, which are still probably pretty good. You've got 9 states you can go into right now, and you have states, you can look it on Google, state auctions, selling off goodies, okay? You got to be able to pull the trigger and write a check. Now, some clients, usually in the Millionaire Group, what they do is they work and want to do partners with me. We do businesses together. I've done this with people since in the 80s. So what happens is we're going to look for locations, just like we did in the storage units we closed 2 days ago. They had the whole group can get into it, but they all weren't ready, or they weren't positioned, or they didn't want to, or so they all should have. Normally a location fee, companies are charging 100 grand. Usually we charge 25. We give you 3 locations, you pick it. If you don't pick it, we'll buy it. Okay, and you can watch us close escrow, what you should say and go, I should have got that. So your location fee to $5,000. If you want me to get you 3 locations and do all the work for you, all right, and I'll fight the escrow and get it done. That way you can get your first location, and I'll fight the fight. Okay, so you can do it in coaching on your own, or you can have me do it for you, and that way you get your keys and everything else. And I just want it to be under a subdivision. Now that means we're going to create a division that your corporation owns, all right, and so do I. One of my divisions is going to be 4A. Always in 4A, you're the 75% owner. We're the 25%. Now we're going to have our management companies manage all this for you, so all you do is get money anyway. So unless you want to run it and let us move outside, that's fine. I'd rather do the work. So partner with me, my team would do all the work for you. And then you just start collecting money. And I've been doing this kind of deal with people in Millionaire Group since '87. So that fee is ZL tonight as we do all these pieces. If you need to use a card, email you want to use a card. Okay, very simple. Now, through all this crazy stuff, all right, we have to do self-analyzation. House, office, goodies. What do we have? House payment. We have an S Corp. We have a C Corp. We have an LLC, hopefully turning to S till we get to the $3 to $5 million. Okay, so I'm hoping you say C or LLC converting to S under 1244, because usually no tax up to $3 to $5 million. Then we change the strategies. Okay, and the ultimate goal is to understand the S is 5, S is 4 kind of thing. All right, so remember, almost no tax is due till we're profitable. And if we keep growing, what profit do we have left? We keep growing the business. So profit zone. Okay, this is more for the Millionaire Group people, profit zone. When you get to the profit zone, you have to set up differently. All right, the goal is each entity needs $1 million of credit. We have 1 corp, 9 divisions, in subdivisions to get the pieces. The subdivision should be for the pieces, and that's the ultimate goal as they age together. Nevada, I love Nevada. They can charge up to $3,500, okay, which is expensive. You don't need Nevada until you're in the profit zone. People get Wyoming. Okay, Wyoming, what's in Wyoming? All right, a holding company, it's boring, can't get a bank, can't no address. Okay, let's have old equities. Let's use that at least, something like that. Nevada, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, whatever it is. We had 2 teams leave California. California should give them a tax benefit to keep the jobs here, but they were not too bright. Again, we're going to look on Nevada, because there's one thing about Nevada, tax-free. So Nevada, the way I designed the book called Become the Bank is out of Nevada. In 2009, I was the largest registered agent in the world, and I've sold 10 times more than anybody on this planet for Nevada Corps anyway. But if you're not in Nevada yet, stay in your own state until you get to profit zone. Your goal is the LLC in Nevada becomes the bank. So as we gather all these pieces and everything else, how do we package? If everything was the corpse land in Nevada, and they all broke even. Nevada would leverage the money and use the borrow money to buy more Wendy's, more storage units, and all these pieces. Become $100 million to $1 billion company. And that's how it works. Again, structure. The $1 million maker is pretty simple. Our goal should be able to leverage money. Okay, I use this as an example. People in the millionaire group are doing hundreds of thousands at a time. It's a reference of 3. The bank wants to see you playing with money. They're going to sell you more money. We look at the money and we look at basically the corporate umbrella. Daisy chaining the credits, you notice these are divisions, subdivisions. That's why it was always designed that way. It's like I get people start looking at it, they have to say it in a different way. Every division is a bucket of money. Banks have CDs. We use it to leverage the money. And that's important to us as we play with money. But we're using credit. You know, Chase, it's like Nelson this afternoon. We're going to take that next 100,000. We're going to leverage it into 5 banks. He has 5 banks now, division set up. We're going to leverage it times 3, times 5, 100,000. By the time we're done, he's going to have $5 million bucks. Okay, 5 million line of credit. But then he wants to get all the storage units and all the things he wants to get. It's positioning the money. Again, what is the ultimate goal? All right, it's like when I took the pastor's, 100,000 and we played this game. He's a, Gerald is the head of a, church in Los Angeles, mega church. Okay, we referenced the 225. We got the 1.25 million. They're going to give me more money. So the ultimate goal is to think in the back of your mind, all right, how do we get there? Well, the main thing is getting people to do what you ask them to do. Leverage the money. So if we get the money, and we remember the 1,000, 5, all the way down the line, doesn't matter if it's $100,000, we're going to leverage some more money. The ultimate goal is let's use borrow money to buy our lifetime income. The lifetime income is the property in the franchise because they're the best investment to ever get. And that's what would make sense. Becoming that bank, all right, it's like the small loans and things you position yourself. The bank should always be in Nevada. Unless you're looking at Cook Island, Island of Man, doing international banking, but then you have to really be set up the right way and not play games and try to hide money. Okay, so it's like becoming that corporate millionaire. All we have to remember, your banks, groceries, and cities do this in front of you. Okay, and that's the goal. Always looking behind that curtain. Stop bringing the pain home. Become the certified CFO and reprogram your brain to millionaire status. Okay, I've always looked behind the curtain. I dissect things. I have to. I can't find somebody who can explain it to me better than I explain it to myself. And I want to explain it to me. So again, all right, it's very simple. I'm always going to do my best. All right, Jesus is going to do the rest. Amen to that too. At the end of the day, it's all I can do. Okay, he gave me the rules and tools, and that's what I do. So hopefully tonight you learned some things. Okay, for Rob, there's that number again, 800-254-9506. What I offered tonight is tonight. So if you're not getting subdivisions added to divisions, all right, the ridiculous 99 bucks, that's it. Or those lines of credit. It's tonight. It's not tomorrow. It's not next week. So don't ask tomorrow. Sales, they're on base and commission. Okay, so I wanted to do this part for our group, and the differences other people got to play too. So we do our best. God does the rest. Amen to that too. And never forget at the end of the day, it's pretty simple. God loves us all.